Everyone is afraid of failure. But if you look closely, what most people are actually afraid of is something else. Not the failure itself. The meaning they will assign to it. If I fail, it means I am not capable. If I fail, it means I was foolish to try. If I fail, it means the people who doubted me were right. The failure is not the problem. The story about the failure is the problem. The Lubavitcher Rebbe addressed this directly. He said, "A person who has never failed has never tried anything that mattered." Failure is not evidence of deficiency. It is evidence of engagement with something real. The Rebbe went further. He said that a person's relationship to failure reveals their understanding of their own identity. If your sense of self is built on outcomes, on success, on achievement, on what others think of you, then failure will feel like a threat to your existence. Because in some sense it is. But if your sense of self is rooted in something that cannot be taken away, your essential value as a human being, your capacity to try again, your connection to something greater than results, then failure becomes something you can absorb. Not easily. Not without pain. But without being destroyed. The Rebbe used to draw a distinction between two Hebrew words. Nephilah, which means a fall. And kaphira, which means giving up. They are not the same thing. Every person falls. The question is whether you get up. There is a verse in Proverbs that the Rebbe returned to often: a righteous person falls 7 times, and rises. Not, a righteous person never falls. The falling is assumed. What defines a person is the rising. This reframe changes everything. Because if falling is not the opposite of being a good person, if falling is simply part of the journey, then the fear of falling loses its grip. You can try the thing you are afraid of. Not because you are certain it will succeed. But because you know that if it does not, the failure will not erase you. People hold back from the things that matter most to them, the business they want to start, the conversation they need to have, the creative work they want to make, because the stakes feel too high. If I fail at this, I will not recover. The Rebbe's answer: your recovery has nothing to do with the outcome. It depends entirely on whether you believe your value is separate from your results. That belief is not naive. It is not wishful thinking. It is a recognition of something that is actually true. You were not placed in this world to be a result. You were placed in this world to try. To engage. To show up with everything you have, knowing that showing up is itself the point. The fear of failure does not go away completely. But it loses its power over you when you stop letting the outcome define your worth. Try. Fall. Rise. That is the whole story. Everything else is commentary.